Hey guys, so today we're going to be discussing what I think are some of the best equips for the new Saiyan Saga Kaioken Goku and Vegeta. You guys really liked the part 1 video I did on this for the UI Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta, and I've been asked by people if I could do the same thing for part 2, and I think what I'll probably actually do is I'll probably not only do this for this release, but I'll probably make this an ongoing video series that I do for every single release, because this is a very highly requested series. So we will just do this from now on for every major release. There's no reason not to. It's pretty informative, and I think you guys seem to like this. So let's jump in here to the party formation screen. Now for Goku, actually this really goes for both characters. Saiyan Saga is a team that has access to some of the best equips in the game. So I'm kind of going to break this up into two different parts. The first part is going to be discussing equips that really work best when used when used with other Saiyan Saga characters in the same team. So I think what we'll do is we'll start with Goku, and then we'll talk about Vegeta later, but a lot of the equips I'm going to talk about for Goku also actually work pretty well with Vegeta as well. So the first one we're going to talk about with Goku, you know what, we'll start with equips that work well with the Saiyan Saga team. So the first one is going to be this one right here. This is called the Z Warriors Assembled. If you are running a Saiyan Saga team, I think you pretty much auto-include this on your characters. 10% health in slot 1, you got 15% to pure strike and blast defense, and then in slot 3 you got 12% to pure strike and blast attack when you have a full Saiyan Saga team. So this really hinges on you having a full Saiyan Saga lineup, not just two Saiyan Saga characters, but you gotta have a full Saiyan Saga team. So it is a bit strict in the conditions to have the full effects of this equip active, but this is a really strong equip. This is very similar to the Tambourine equip for the DB team, which is one of the stronger equips for that team. So Saiyan Saga has this powerful equip available to them if you're running a full team. I recommend this if you're running a full Saiyan Saga team. This is an equip that I think you can use on Goku, and I'm also going to talk about this for Vegeta as well. In my experience, I've only had one opportunity so far to use Goku, but Goku I actually think has a really strong unique gauge defensively. My Goku is only, 4 stars? And he was tanking pretty well against some other really strong units like God Goku. He was even taking some hits from Blue UI Goku, and he was doing decently well defensively. So I think there's actually like merit to going a bit more defensive with this character, especially with an equip like this that is just really good, right? A lot of times you have defensive equips that maybe you don't want to put on the character because you don't want to sacrifice a lot of offense. This one is giving you a lot. Look at this. 25% to base strike defense in slot 1, 12% blue card damage and health restoration in slot 2, and then slot 3 is giving you 10% health, and you're getting 10% to pure defenses if you have another battle member that's a Saiyan Saga character. So again, this does hinge upon you having another Saiyan Saga character on the team, which is why I'm talking about this with the other Saiyan Saga equips. But I feel like you could get away with using this, but it's going to depend on how you like to use Goku. Would you rather have a bit more defensive utility on your Goku, or would you rather just build him purely offensive? It's up to you, but if you want that extra defensive abilities for him, then this is definitely a solid option for Goku, I feel like, and Vegeta as well. The other equip we want to talk about is actually going to be, there's two equips that I want to talk about that I have not yet had the chance or opportunity to farm, just because I've been busy doing showcases and not farming equips. The first one is going to be the co-op equip. This is available from the current co-op season. I wouldn't really say this is like insane, but it's certainly pretty good. So this one, you're getting 15% to special move damage in slot 1, which is typically higher than we usually see. Usually it's 10 or 12% for blue card damage in one slot. This is 15, which is higher than normal. And then slots 2 and 3 are giving 15% to base and pure offenses if you're running a full Saiyan Saga team. So again, this is another equipment that really hinges on you running a full Saiyan Saga team, which is why I'm talking about it in this Saiyan Saga exclusive section. But this is pretty much the opposite of the equip we just showed, right? The one we just showed is almost exclusively defensive, but this is almost exclusively offensive. In fact, not almost, it is exclusively offensive. There are no defensive abilities on this at all. So if you want to go like glass cannon build on your Kaioken Goku, which could be a strategy because of how much damage he does, this is maybe one you want to look into if you're going to be running a full Saiyan Saga lineup for him. The other equipment to talk about is an Awakened equipment. I know Awakened equipment is very annoying to farm. I also hate the Awakened equipment system, but we got to talk about this because this is a very solid equipment. This is the Kaioken, the Awakened. This is the Kaioken equip. So this one is giving 20% to strike defense in slot 1. You're getting 15% to base strike attack in slot 2 and 18% to base strike in slot 3. So you're getting a maximum of 33% to base strike attack. And if you have another Saiyan Saga battle member other than this character, you're getting 15% to pure strike as well. And then also you're getting some blast defense in slot 3. So this is a really good equip. You are getting some decent defenses on this and really powerful strike offense. Goku is primarily a strike-oriented character. He has significantly higher strike than blast. So if you're going to be going kind of like with a more offensive build in mind, it really isn't like your top priority to get Goku tons of blast attacks. So I think this equip is actually going to be one of the first ones I would give Goku. But again, this hinges upon you running another Saiyan Saga battle member. So those are the equips I would really mention if you're going to be running a Saiyan Saga character in addition to Goku, or you're just running a full Saiyan Saga team to begin with. So let's go back over here. Next, we can talk about some equips for Goku that I don't think you need to run Saiyan Saga battle members to get the full benefits from. Well, you are going to need to run a full Saiyan Saga team to get the full benefits from this, but this equip is actually so strong that I think even if you don't have a full Saiyan Saga team, even if you don't have any Saiyan Saga characters at all besides Goku, this is just so good that I think you still have to run this. And it is called Vegeta Takes Nappa's Hand. This in slot 1 is giving you 15% health. Slot 2 is giving you 35% to both base defenses. And then slot 3 actually has 2 possible rolls here. The first roll is you can roll up to 8% to pure strike and blast defense per episode Saiyan Saga battle member. So of course you're going to have a bigger impact in slot 3 here depending on how many Saiyan Saga battle members you're running next to Goku. Or you can roll 5% to damage inflicted per episode Saiyan Saga battle member. So like I said, you are going to be getting a bigger benefit out of running this equipment if you have more Saiyan Saga characters. But again, I think it's just so powerful that you don't even need another Saiyan Saga character for this to be worth running like this. Like just getting 5% damage inflicted at the end, and then crazy defensive utility from slot 1 and 2. This, I think, is worth it. Again, I don't have this in the Saiyan Saga specific section of the video because I don't think you need to have a full Saiyan Saga team to use that. I think this, you pull Goku, you pull Vegeta. I think this Vegeta Takes Nappa's Hand equip, I think this is an auto include on both. This is the first equip you give to both characters. I think so. Okay. The next equip is actually going to be this. It's called Goku Enraged. This was available, I believe it was the PvP season when we got the Saiyan Saga celebration last year before the 6th anniversary. Slot 1, you're getting 20% to base critical. Slot 2 is 10% health. And then slot 3, you're getting 18% to base strike, and then 10% to pure strike and blast if this character is Saiyan Saga. So you don't actually need other characters on the team to be Saiyan Saga. Goku being Saiyan Saga is enough to get the full benefits of this, and I think it's a pretty solid equip. Definitely not like the best equip of all time for this character, especially for running other Saiyan Saga characters, but this is a pretty good equip for him because you're getting pure and base stats from this and health. The only kind of blemish on this one is going to be slot 1 base critical is not a very good stat in this game, unfortunately. But still a solid equip for Goku for sure. The next equip, just to mention real quick, in terms of equipment that doesn't necessarily need Goku to be ran next to other Saiyan Saga characters, is going to be the Shenron equip, and specifically we are looking for the strike version. The Shenron equip can be very annoying to roll. You have to roll slots 2 and 3 to get the rolls that you want, but I think if you're going to run a team that has a lot of strike characters, melee type characters, like for example in my initial showcase I used this equip on Goku because I ran Goku next to God Goku and Kid Goku, both of those characters being melee type characters. So the entire team were melee type characters. And as you can see, slot 2 and slot 3 have 3% to pure strike for each battle style melee type battle member. So in total, we were getting 9% to pure strike per slot. So we were getting 18% to pure strike attack and 10% health. That certainly is not the craziest buff of all time, but I think it's still good enough considering how much strike damage Goku's already doing. So this is a decent equip depending on the composition of your team. That isn't restricted to Saiyan Saga. The last equip I want to talk about for Goku also kind of depends on the team that you're running, but I think this Ultimate Gohan equipment here, this is a co-op equip for, I think it's when Red Beast Gohan dropped, is pretty solid. If you're running a team, a Sun Family team, for example, where maybe you're using like Beast Gohan, then this can be really good. So slot 1, you're getting 32% of strike attack. This can also roll blast, so it kind of can be annoying to get the roll that you want, but 32% strike is pretty solid. We have slot 2 giving 12% to base and pure defense, and then slot 3 is giving 12% to base and pure blast defense. But remember, you got to run a Saiyan for the strike defense, and then you got to run, well, Saiyan, this Goku is a Saiyan, so you don't really need to do that. You don't need another Saiyan besides this Goku. You could, theoretically, you could run this Goku, and then 2 hybrid Saiyans, and you'll get the full effects of this equip. So, yeah, the third slot, you need to run hybrid Saiyan to get the pure blast part of this. But I do actually kind of like this. Again, Goku having as strong defensive utility as he does with his unique gauge, I think this could be pretty useful. And it's not like it has terrible offense as well, because it's got the base strike in slot 1. So those are the sets of equips that I think could be pretty useful for Goku. For Vegeta, I think, again, a lot of the equips that I'm going to briefly mention are stuff that we already talked about for Goku. So for a Saiyan Saga specific team, again, I think one of the first ones you want to give him is the Z Warriors Assembled. We talked about that for the Goku section, so I'm not going to go into detail about that. And again, this one I think could also be pretty good for Vegeta if you want to go a bit more defensive on Vegeta. Maybe you don't want his first life to just get crushed immediately. I think this could be a pretty good option for Vegeta as well. We talked about the co-op equip for the current season. That's also another option, I think, if you want to go more offensively oriented for Vegeta, which is dependent upon having a full Saiyan Saga team. And then there is this as well, which I didn't talk about for Goku because Goku wouldn't really want to use this because this is more of a blast equipment. This is a very solid blast-based Saiyan Saga equip. Of course, Vegeta is going to make much better use of this than Goku because Vegeta is more of a blast character, whereas Goku is more of a strike character. This is giving 15% to blast attack and defense in slot 1, 15% to strike attack and defense in slot 2, and slot 3 is giving 6% pure blast per episode Saiyan Saga battle member. So if you have a full Saiyan Saga team, you're getting 18% pure blast from slot 3, on top of 15% to base blast in slot 1 and some extra defenses, and then a bonus 15% base strike. So this equipment I think is actually really, really solid. If I'm using Vegeta on a pure Saiyan Saga team, I'm probably using this. I'm probably using the next equip, which we're going to talk about, which, again, I already talked about this for Goku, is this one. And then I'm probably going with this. Is probably the lineup I'm going to be using for Vegeta on a pure Saiyan Saga team. And that, to me, almost is like a perfect, almost is like a perfect setup for him. In terms of equips that Vegeta could use that aren't necessarily restricted to a Saiyan Saga team, again, this is... Again, you auto-include this on both Vegeta and Goku. It does not matter if you're running a Saiyan Saga team. If you're not running a Saiyan Saga team, you must use this equipment. Another one that could be interesting is I think this Vegeta actually does make for a really nice partner with Ultra Cell. And if you're going to be running Ultra Cell, I think this equip could be really, really nice for Vegeta. He's getting 15% to base blast in slot 1, 15% to pure blast and strike in slot 3 if you're running him next to Cell, and he's getting a ton of blast defense in slot 2. So this is a really good equip to run next to Cell. I think one of the main functions, honestly, of this Vegeta is just to be like a perfect partner for Ultra Cell. So this could be a really good equip that you can get a lot of usage out of for Vegeta. Another one that if you're running not a Saiyan Saga team, but a Vegeta clan team, this equip could be pretty interesting. This is giving special move in slot 1, and then in slots 2 and 3, you're getting 20% of base defenses and 12% of pure offenses if you have a full Vegeta clan team, which at this point, Vegeta clan certainly is pretty effective. So I don't think it's going to be that difficult to be able to stitch together a pretty decent full Vegeta clan setup for him. The next equip is going to be the Shenron equip. Again, I talked about this in the Goku section, but for Vegeta, you'd probably want to go the reverse, where you're going to be rolling Blast for slots 2 and 3 as opposed to Strike, because you can roll Strike or Blast for these slots. So again, not like the craziest equip ever for Vegeta, but I think if you're running a full Blast setup where every single character on the team is a range type character, could add a lot of extra damage for Vegeta for the courtesy of the pure offenses. Next is going to be this equip right here. So not this one, the other one, this one. Yeah, I wanted to get the one with the correct roll in slot 3 here. If you're running Vegeta next to a God Key battle member, let's say you're running Vegeta Clan, but you're using Evolution Blue Vegeta from Part 1 on the team next to this character, this could be a solid option for this character on the team. He's getting 15% to Pure Blast when you're running a God Key battle member from slot 3. Slot 2 is giving him 15% to base blast and 15% to blast defense, and then slot 1 is giving him strike defense. So 15% to base and pure blast from this is pretty solid. Again, nothing insane, but it is still pretty damn good for not being restricted to like a Saiyan Saga team. And then the last equip I want to mention is actually one that I also have not yet farmed, and it is currently the PvP equip that you can get from playing PvP with the medals, and it is this called Now You Are Through. So this equip can be equipped to any Saiyan character. Slot 1 is giving you 20% to base blast, slot 2 is giving 10% health, slot 3 is giving 10% more to base blast, and you're getting 20% to pure blast if this character is episode Saiyan Saga. This is a lot of damage. You're getting 30% base, 20% pure blast on Vegeta from this, and 10% health. This, I think, is, if you're not running this character on a Saiyan Saga team, and to be honest, even if you are running Vegeta on a Saiyan Saga team, this is like almost an auto-include on this character. You can't go wrong by using this on Vegeta, because this is an equip that is specifically designed to be used on both Vegeta and the new Nappa. So this is this is going to add a lot of damage to Vegeta. Vegeta's going to get a huge damage boost from this. So like, this one is really good. If you're running a full Saiyan Saga team, again, like the auto includes almost are going to be if you go back over here, I think this is probably an auto include, and then I think this is probably an auto include. And then the third slot, you could probably pick up that PvP equip. You could use this if you're running a full Saiyan Saga team for the pure blast at the end there. These characters have a lot of really good equips. The only downside to this is these aren't really equips that you really would be farming unless you specifically wanted to build these characters at their best, right? So like, this is not like, you wouldn't just have like the Z Warriors assembled equip rolled up and ready to go, because no one's running the Saiyan Saga team, right? So it's going to take a bit of an investment. Luckily, we do have an Ultra Bonanza up right now. The last thing I do want to show before we end is in the current PvP exchange shop, which is right here. They actually added a lot of the really good equips here. So obviously the current PvP equip is in here, but these two equips that I've been talking about the entire time, the Z Warriors Assembled and Vegeta Takes Nappa's Hand, are actually available for PvP coins in the shop here. So this is a pretty decent way of obtaining these. I would say that during the Ultra Bonanza, you might want to spend some of your PvP medals on these coins to try and get some decent rolls for slot 1, depending on if you want to actually run a full Saiyan Saga team or not. But otherwise, this is just a solid equip for Vegeta, even if you're not going to be running him on a full Saiyan Saga team. So that's going to do it for this one. Let me know what you guys think. Have you summoned for Vegeta and Goku? And if you have, let me know how your summons have gone and which equips you're going to use on your characters. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the next one.